So he says, Sanatsujata explained him that if you want to search for death outside, you cannot see it. Outside yourself, you want to search. That is what he says. Here Master explained this. He recalls an example from the Puranic story that once there were two brothers, very demonic brothers. So they were doing all such things, obstructing the welfare, and they became so mighty, their evil power, that one of that fellow, he tried to bring the planet Earth, away from this orbit. So then the Lord manifested in a special form and killed him. Lord has taken the form of a boar, a divine boar, and which he cannot imagine, and then killed him and put the earth back in its orbit. That was the story. And then afterwards his brother, who was the king of the demons, and he was very angry. He was very angry, and one day he said, now I will search for this fellow who has killed my brother, and I will kill him. Until then I will not take rest. That's what he said. So he was searching for this, the Lord consciousness, everywhere. He went to all the planes of consciousness. Means this is a symbolic story. He went to the heaven, he went to the plane of Brahma, and everywhere, and he could not find him. And he came back, and then Narada was there waiting for him. And he said, you Narada fellow, you always say that the Lord is there, but it is not true, he is nowhere. It is all false, he said. Then Narada smiled and said, while leaving home, what did you say? You want to kill the fellow who killed your brother. So is it a fact that your brother is killed or not? Then he said, yes. But then now you say that there is nobody like that, Lord consciousness. How this can be? You say that your brother is killed by him.
Not logic.
And now you say you have searched everywhere and he is not there, so he is not existing. If you say he is not existing, now how a non-existence fellow can kill your brother? So it is a fact. Then this fellow was, but I searched everywhere, he is not found. He said, you have searched everywhere, but there is a place which you did not search.
In yourself.
Where is it? In yourself, he said.
Yeah.
Always the Puranic stories are like that. So here also, Sanatsujatiyam says, to the blind king, that you are trying to locate this death as an entity outside somewhere else, and you think that it comes in a form to take you or your sons, but you don't realize that it is within yourself. It is from within you, not outside you. It is not a different entity. So he says, whenever any person, so here Master says, when a person has anger, when the person speaks, when he is angry, then it is not the person who is speaking, it is his anger who is speaking. And what Master says.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very dangerous because anger is destroying all the progress we have made, so we should never have anger.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to transform anger.
That is what the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita also. It kills all your discrimination.
Everything it kills.
Don't be angry.
He says in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Due to the attachment, from the attachment, you will get desire. Kama means desire. From the attachment, there will be an outcome of desire. And then, when your desire is not fulfilled, then there is anger.
Anger, that's terrible.
Kama krodha bijayate.
Yeah.
When you are angry, then samoha means that you will be completely in wrong understanding. So your understanding is destroyed. And then what all you knew before, it is shadowed. And when this is shadowed, then you will be destroyed. So that is the sequence what Lord explains in Bhagavad Gita. So all this is because it started with your attachment to the form aspect and all these things. So here also he says, when you are angry, then it is not you who are speaking, it is not you who is behaving. You are a good person, but now it is your anger speaks, your anger acts, and then you will be put. You will have to face the result. So within yourself. So your anger.
Let's let him.
And lust is also very dangerous. Anger, lust, they are
Yes.
of the worst vices.
Pramadaha. Maharupascha mrityuhu. So therefore, it deviates you from the path. That's what he says. You are on the right path, but when you are angry, and when you are gripped with anger, and when you are gripped into wrong thinking, wrong action, then you are deviated from the right path.
Yeah.
When you are deviated from the right path, then that itself is a real death, and so that is within from you, yourself. So you king, you have to realize that the death of your sons is not from outside. It is within from inside.
So it means it is you killed your son.
You and your sons, you are killing yourself.
Yes, yes.
This is what he says. You are thinking that they will be killed, and therefore you want somebody to prevent from this, but it is not possible because that is how they have acted, that is how you let them act it like that. So therefore, you are even now you are not realizing this. That is what he says to Sanatsujatiyam, says to this king. You called me because you are not able to sleep. You are not able to sleep because you know what you have done.
The conscience.
Huh?
The conscience.
Conscience. And you have acted against your conscience. So that is what he says, pramadaha. Pramada means mistake. Generally we use the word pramada in our language, it's accident. But accident is the result of mistake.
Yeah.
Somebody else's mistake sometimes. Somebody else's mistake sometimes.
But even then,
Even then.
so he says that, so therefore you have to realize krodha pramada maharupascha mrityuhu. Hang gatena eva charan vimargan. Nacha atmano yogamupaiti kaschit. So then when somebody acts like this, he cannot get himself to his spirit. He will realize, he cannot realize, because he is in the lower planes, his mind and senses, body, this. So therefore, you cannot get focus yourself to the inner self. That is why your actions are wrong. And when once it is wrong, then you have received already your mrityu or the end. But as such there is no death. That is what I am explaining. That is what he says. As such there is no death. But when you act in a wrong manner, then you are transforming it into death. It is not death by itself. For this, Master has given a wonderful example. There is a river. So you built a dam to the river and you made canals from the river for irrigation. So these canals were made into sub-canals and all of them are used for irrigation to produce food. So see, river is bestower of life for you because you are having water to drink, you are having food which is grown because of the river. But in the same river, if you jump from the dam into the river, that you will die. So here, river is not death. It is your wrong action which causes you death. So like this, there is no death means the river by itself is not the instrument to kill you. So there is no, in that sense there is no death. But your wrong behavior that brings you death. In that sense there is death. So that is what he says. Both are true. That means in this manner. It is also true that there is no death. It is also true that there is death, but you have to rectify and conquer. Both are true. But in this sense, you have to understand like this. That is what he explains.
That's why the second
Often
initiation.
people
That's why the
think
second
because it's
initiation is
something
the
else
most
always.
difficult one. We have to balance
the way
first
of
our
thinking of
emotional
people. For
body.
instance, they will say
Otherwise we
Facebook
cannot
is
go
bad.
on. No, it's no way to
Twitter
go. We can't continue.
Cause
As long as we
It
have
has to be very balanced.
As long as we have all
The
this
balance has to be
hatred of everything, it's
That's
nurtured.
the way you
nurtured.
Yes.
But often for everything they
really need
the,
to know.
the understanding.
Some people really
Yes,
need
that
to
is
know.
true.
For everything. It's always the fault of
Yeah,
the newspapers or
yes.
the insurance or
they try to locate
yeah,
the cause outside.
yes.
That
The
is true.
insurance, nothing wrong with the insurance in a way. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's not. It's how you use it.
yes.
That is the only thing. That is
And
what.
how you feel about it,
Mhm.
and if it changes your behavior or not, or
Yes.
whatever.
That is always. That is why he says it is within you.
Yeah,
Mm.
everything.
The cause is within you.
Also the political situation.
So,
When you are surrendered to the Lord,
Political
this is also what Master explains very clearly. That is in this Mahabharata itself. This Yudhishthira and his brothers, they are totally surrendered to the Lord. And some people think, see, some critics or some people think that these fellows are surrendered to the Lord, but always they have suffered. They have to be in exile. They were ill-treated by their uncle. Always they were tried to be killed. They were in exile. And after that, when they have got the kingdom, then they were invited and they were deceived in the gambling, and again they have to go to exile. So all these things. So some people question that those who are surrendered to the Lord, have undergone all these things, and the other fellows who do not accept the Lord consciousness. For a long time, they were controlling the whole kingdom. They were having all the comforts. They were in the palaces, they have comforts. All these things, how can you explain like this? Some people question. Master said this question is not new, because there are always some people who have such type of understanding. And Master said, okay, and these people have undergone much, you see, they have difficulties and all these things, that is true. But they were under the protection, and they are never attached to these things. They are always they are attached to Lord consciousness, to God. So in whatever situation they are not disturbed. But these fellows, they are in the palaces, they are having all comforts, but still always they are with fear to lose.
Yeah, they will also come to the other point. One day, it's only a question
Yes.
of time.
There is a story about Saint Teresa that I like very much. It was a Spanish saint that had visions and talked with Jesus and so on. And she had also a hard life. And one day she was crossing a river, and the river was almost carrying her away. And then Jesus appeared to her and told her, "You see how I treat my friends?" And she said, "Oh yes, that's why you have so few friends."
Why you have some?
So few
So
friends.
few friends.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is true, people. When you go on the spiritual path, then life does not become
Easy.
easy.
No.
And then the people say, "Oh, look, they are on the spiritual path, but they have only problems." But one day they will also come to that point, because we have to purify everything we have created.
Because these people, whether they are in the forest, whether they are there, for them then there is no problem, because they have no fear. They are always happy.
What was the third aspect? Anger, misunderstanding, and
Anger,
misunderstanding.
one is anger, kama,
Kama.
krodha is anger,
Desire.
Manas.
kama is desire.
Your desire.
Yeah.
Yeah, desire.
And desire
Because
cause-
only when your desires are not fulfilled, then they
what did you
become
say?
anger. No?
Causes, not an
Illusion.
understanding, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, but I was experiencing the last years, especially with this formula, doing by not doing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's much more.
So this is also
Mm-hmm.
a wonderful formula,
Yes.
and leads you to a very deep discrimination. What really has to be done and
Yes.
what is related to these three aspects.
That is just like what Master has in one lecture given. Dying is not dying.
Yeah.
We have to learn to be. And we have just acting all the
Master
time.
said the dedication and self-offering hastens evolution to perfection and to perfection. But it's just one sentence, huh?
Yes. It's only one sentence.
Yes. It is everything in it, huh?
Yeah.
So simple.
Huh?
The truth is always simple. And we
Yes,
complicate
it's just
everything.
to follow it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that is what Master says. That because because when you have not realized, because you see, we do not know how we are seen, unless we see ourselves in a mirror, for example. Everybody feels, oh, I am so beautiful, or I am so this, but if he looks at himself, then he knows how beautiful he is. And still he feels that he is beautiful, then he is allured.
You feel it doesn't feel beautiful.
Yeah.
It doesn't see.
And you know, when people are angry,
Uh-huh.
then there is a very good sentence. Then you go in front of the mirror and you say, I am not a dog, I am not a dog, I am a human being. And you know, then they have to laugh themselves. You know, when they are so angry,
Anger.
they look horrible, no? But they don't know how they look, so they should go in front of the mirror and look in the mirror and say, I'm not a dog, I'm not a dog, I'm a human being. Then they can at least smile and change their face.
Yeah.
They will realize how they look. Horrible.
So he says mrityu. Mrityu means that death is in the form of these three things.
Okay.
Death is in the form of these three things. One is anger, and one is
Desire.
misunderstanding. Pramadaha, and pramada is wrong action, and the other is misunderstanding. Desire is a result of a misunderstanding. So this that is why you must know that it is in the form of these three and within yourself. And then why should you try to search outside? You have to know how to get rid of these things. That is what he says. Aham gatenaiva charan vimargan nacha atmano yogamupaiti kaschit. So nobody tries to look at them and realize them that they are inside. Always want to
Project outside.
outside. So you have to turn inside and then you know where is the cause of death. It is. And then he says, Te mohitas tad vase vartamana itah pretas tatra punah patanti tatastan deva anu paipaplavante ato amrutyum maranat abhyupaiti. So he further explains that those fellows, you are concerned that all your fellows, all your sons will live. That is why you are so much afraid. But where are they going? That is what he questions. He says, those fellows who got their death in this manner, by this. So, all those fellows, when they are leaving, you know where they are going. At the time of leaving, what is there in their mind and that means what they are thinking, how they are behaving. They are leaving the body with this influence. And they are not going anywhere. And again they come back and again continue with this. So those who leave the body in a good focusing towards the Lord consciousness, then that is what the Lord explains also in Bhagavad Gita. When you leave the body, if you leave the body while you are focused to the Lord consciousness, without attachment to any of these things, then you will not fall back in these cycles. Even though you come back, but you will not fall back in these cycles. That's what the Lord said. In mantra scripture always we read this. In Bhagavad Gita he said. So here Sanatsujatiyam also is the same thing. And that those who have left from here, where they will go? You see, generally you say that these fellows will go to heaven, these fellows will go to hell. But heaven and hell, where are they?
Within,
They depend upon how
within us.
we are. Master always gives a funny, a humorous example. When explaining about hell, he says, somebody left his body just before the time of drinking coffee. He is very much, he is very much attached to his coffee, and he was about to drink coffee in the morning and he left his body. So now,
Bad luck.
bad luck. And now he is there astrally. He wants to drink coffee but he has no body, and he sees other members are drinking coffee sitting around his body. This makes him more painful. They are drinking and he is not able to drink. Master says this is the experience of hell. The more he is attached to something, the more he will experience like this. That is hell. But it is true also. When you are attached to something very much, then when you are separated, then you will experience hell.
Even during the life.
Even during the
Even
night.
during the life, yes. Even during the life.
But what do you mean when you said that when you are focused by the time you are leaving the body, you are focused towards God, then you will not return in this cycle? What do you mean?
Yes, in this cycle means,
You mean you will not have another birth?
no, you will have another birth.
Yeah.
But not conditioned like this.
Mhm.
That is what the Lord says.
That
Because here we are coming because of all this conditioning. So then he says, if you are focused to the Lord consciousness, then you are not conditioned. Otherwise, every birth will be again coming back and undergoing all these things.
You change some level.
Yes.
Yeah, but we come back with the same vibration we have left the body.
Yes, that is what
So that's why it's
you have to.
people should become aware that they should
Die happily.
Yes.
clean their business before
Yes.
going.
For that you need to make practice of this. That is
Yeah,
Before,
but you need
Yes,
help.
before. It's not at the.
Last
The
minute
last
is
minute.
not enough.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 minute
Yeah.
left. I have to think about God.
But also he says better late than never. Even then,
yes,
you-
true, yes.
at least even then you are able
Will be,
to
will
focus.
be reborn in the Catholic
In the-
in the Catholic Church. I like this. You can think of that.
Catholic Church, they will make
Yeah, no
perfect
problem.
Yes,
diagnosis
but
in
if he
the
has been
future.
thinking only 1 minute before,
If you don't practice, then at the last minute you don't think of God. But
Yeah.
or maybe
that's the problem.
somebody is telling you have a priest and he's telling you.
Yeah, I'm not sure that even that.
Yeah. So a person who dies with in the condition of mind that where he has jealousy and
Fear.
fear and hate, all these things, then he will have a very bad experience. That's what is also meant in this. Te mohita tadvase vartamana itah pretaha. Itah pretaha. Itaha means from here. Pretaha. Pretaha means the one who left from here. So those who left from here, so then if they are in this condition of mind where they have this hatred and all these illusions, ignorance and all these things, so then they are always gripped in by death. They cannot get immortality. That is what he says.
Then they get it in the astral plane again.
Hmm?
Then they have to go through in the astral plane again.
Yes, then they will come back from there only. So
Then they don't realize that they are already dead.